Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ronan HD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time. Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Time HD, and this week we watched The Crow 2024, starring Bill Skarsgård, and God, it was awful. It was terrible. Like, I love the original film. I really like it. It was really good. I know I had no expectations for this, but somehow my super little expectations were lowered. It subverted my expectations by even being worse than how I expected it to be. That is insane, and it was just terrible. The writing, the acting, just everything. Before I go on a whole tangent, but I hated this film. I'll tell you why I hated this film and more. Back at the house.
Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain. You have no idea what hell awaits you. No, I do.
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Time HD, and this week we watched The Crow 2024, starring Bill Skarsgård. There are other people involved in this movie, I just don't care to learn their names. And by the way, fuck the spoilers for this movie. You should not, I'm already saying it, this movie's terrible. Do not watch it. There are spoilers. You've been warned. Go out and watch it if you want to. You really shouldn't, but if you want to, go watch it. Then come back. You've been warned. Whatever. This film was terrible. I hated it. I hated so much of it. And I've heard some people say this is like so bad it's a good movie. How? Maybe if you haven't seen the original Crow, maybe then you'd find it funny. I mean, I think there are parts of it that are so disconnected from the original source material that it's kind of funny, right? And there are some, like, bad dialogue, bad acting, your average bad movie schlock. But I really think this film, I wouldn't say insulted, because that sounds kind of pretentious, but I feel like it made me mad, because I love the original Crow, starring Brandon Lee, rest in peace. And I think that film is great. I think it's very, dark, it's gothic, it's very powerful, emotional, it's action-packed, it's fun, it's funny, it's entertaining. That film is a really good movie. It looks great for a $10 million film, even at the time, and it's just a good movie, right? And if you haven't seen it, I implore you, go out and watch it. It is 10,000 times better than this piece of garbage. And I'm going to make some comparisons here, because this film is straight up not a Crow movie. It just isn't. At all. Not any the only similarities this film has with the original Crow, the movie that is, I haven't read the comics, but I've watched the movie, and from what I've seen in the movie, this movie has nothing to do with it. Because, yeah, there's a crow. Bill Skarsgård's name is Eric, and his love interest, or his girlfriend, whatever, is named Shelley. And then he turns into an invincible superhero and kills people. Those are literally the only similarities. Because this isn't even a revenge story. Because, like, he's on, like, a mission sent to him by, like, a limbo ferryman, I guess? And it's like, he's like, you must you must do things right, of which are wrong, or whatever the fuck he said. And it's like, but why though? And then he's like, oh, well, every time something terrible happens, something so terrible happens, a soul can't rest. Like, what? They only suffocated them with bags, and I guess they were soulmates, so watching each other die in front of each other, I guess, was terrible. I mean, yeah, it was terrible, I guess, but not nearly as bad as the original, because not only was it much, much worse, not only was Eric thrown out of a fucking window, and then his fiancée was sexually assaulted in front of him by multiple people. He was forced to watch. They then beat the shit out of her and him, then threw him out of the window, and then she survived and died later in the hospital because she had to, like, bear through all that, and then she died. That's much worse than, oh, getting suffocated with bags. And another thing, in the original movie, it was the night before their wedding that shit happened. The night before their wedding. And they had known each other for years. They had established they had been together for years as a happy, super, lovey-dovey couple. They loved each other. They were perfect actual soulmates, right? In this movie, they knew each other for, I want to say, maybe I'm being generous here, maybe like a few weeks. They knew each other for like maybe 2 weeks. And they're like, oh, they're soulmates. They love each other. It's like, bro, you met this bitch like 2 weeks ago at a rehab facility. And they have like no chemistry whatsoever. I think Bill Skarsgård is a pretty good actor, but he is just god-awful in this film. He is so, like, what is the word? He's flat. He's flat. And he's not expressive. His delivery is awkward. The girl who is not very good either. And don't even get me started on the villain who I don't even fucking know what his name is. I guess he made like a deal with the devil that gives him like whispering powers that gets people to do bad things, like unlock their bad thoughts and ooh, spooky demons, and they're demons inside them because he made a deal with the devil. And it's like he can like steal people's life force, I guess. And it's like, where the fuck did this come from? I mean, yeah, The Crow is a supernatural story, but he never fought, from the things that I've seen, he never fought supernatural people. I mean, the only reason he was having a tough time in the original movie was because they took his fucking crow. Because the crow was his outlet to power. And if somebody took the crow, he didn't have his power. He was just a normal guy. Without the crow, he was just Eric. It was just a walking corpse. Right? That's all he was. He was invincible. And that even makes me madder. The Crow, nothing. The Crow did nothing in this entire... The Crow itself did nothing in this movie. He flew around and went, ah, ah! And they had, like, close-ups on it a few times. He, yeah, I legitimately can't think of anything the Crow did in this entire film, except for guide Eric out of the soul limbo realm or whatever the fuck. Like, the Crow did nothing. And I've seen stills in, like, the book. He talks to Eric in the book. He talks to him, and he has like, a character. In the movie, he may not be, like that. He doesn't talk to Eric, but, like, he's his outlet. He's, like, a tool, right? Eric can see, like, the Crow is his bird's eye view, right? The Crow is very important, because not only is the Crow his scout, pretty much, the Crow is his power, right? As I said before, it is the reason why he's able to do the things he's able to do, you know? So, it doesn't make any sense when in the movie they say, oh, you lost faith in your partner. It's only rage that fuels you. It's not love, so you lost your powers. Bitch, he still has the Crow. It's perched on a building outside. Just watching that shit happen. Like, yeah, obviously in the original, he was driven by love, but it was also vengeance, right? He was driven by love and revenge. Revenge. Because it's a revenge story. He literally brutally murders the guys who killed him and his fiancée. Because it's a revenge story. But I say, the like, revenge, people he gets revenge on, they have the tamest deaths in the movie. The fucking random security guards get brutalized. They get absolutely mauled for no reason. But the villains that actually have names and actually did something to him, aside from just trying to stop him from doing something, from hurting their employers, no, they just get their heads chopped off. They get shot. Real fun. You can fucking stomp on a guy's neck as he's like leaning on a step. You can cut a guy's jaw halfway open and have it hanging down. A random fucking dude. But you're gonna chop one of the main villains' head off off screen. Off screen. Like, really? I'm not even, like, trying to say that I like the gore. I actually found it annoying because I like good gore in a movie, right? I think gore adds things. But this movie, the gore is gratuitous. I think it's pointless. Yeah, the original Crow is bloody and it's, violent, but, it's not ridiculous and not in a good way. Like, this film's violence is just, I think it's just there for spectacle, right? There's no reason for it to be that gory, and you might say, oh, well, gore is always there for spectacle, but not always. You can use gore as, I know this is kind of cliche, but you can use it as a storytelling technique, right? To maybe show the horrors of something, right? Or anything. Gore can be used in different ways other than, oh, look at this cool guy getting murdered. It only works if it's a horror movie. Right? You get a pass. You get a free pass if the gore is just a spectacle in a horror movie because it's a fucking horror movie. You go to watch a slasher film because of the crazy gory kills. That's why you watch a horror movie. But this is not a horror movie. It is an action revenge film. So it does not need to be this gory. And I would have actually liked the film more if it was just not as gratuitously violent. Because it's just stupid. It looks ridiculous, and I know it's just there to try to, appeal to the lowest common denominator. And I don't like that, right? Because they think I'm dumb, because I'll just see the blood and all the cool, granted, the well-done special effects, and, oh, look at that. Oh, he got his head cut off. It's so fucking stupid. And I was going on a tirade with the gore, but basically what I'm saying is, I think the gore should help support the story, but the story is dog shit. So let's talk about that. The story. Now, when I tell you this is not a Crow movie, this is not a Crow movie. Just, it isn't. There is no narrative elements of The Crow here, aside from the most basic, I watched my fiance die in front of me, I'm mad and want to kill the people who did it after they killed me and my fiance. That's not even his fiance, his girlfriend. Wasn't even his fiance, it was his girlfriend that he knew for 2 weeks. And it's like, Eric Draven is a really weird character in this movie, because not only is Bill Skarsgård's performance really uninspired and really phoned in, it's just not a good representation of who Eric Draven is, because he's a normal fucking guy. In the original movie, he was just a dude that was living a happy life with his girlfriend in a band. Maybe he was a little odd, but isn't everybody a little odd, right? I mean, Eric Draven was a normal guy who got driven into his dark place after witnessing all that and being murdered, right? And then he became the Crow. The whole idea of the Crow was anybody could have been put in Eric's position and they could have become the Crow, right? Because of very bad circumstances. And it's another thing is, he was the Crow, I want to say at least 20-25 minutes into the film. In this film, it took him an hour and a half. An hour and a half to become the Crow in The Crow. Are you fucking kidding me? He didn't even have his fucking makeup on. I said this. I called it. When I was watching the original Crow, I said if this movie was made nowadays, he would have his face paint off 80% of the time. Only in the final battle would he put the makeup on, and guess what? I was fucking right. I was right! Because in this movie, he doesn't even have his costume on. He doesn't have, any weapons. He doesn't, no. He's shirtless way too much. I think I guess this film was just horny bait for people who are attracted to Bill Skarsgård, which I guess fair. But I mean, that's we don't, just watch fan cams or something. Don't make a whole movie about it, right? I'm just saying there's better movies or worse plots you could have done this with instead of ruining The Crow to do it. I'm just saying, also the tattoos are awful. I'm just saying, tattoos are terrible. Crossed out, good boy. Fucking damaged on the forehead. Anyway, Yeah, Eric Draven is just straight up not Eric Draven in this movie. He's a weirdo, a drug addict, which is not a problem, but he's just not a drug addict in the original. He's a weirdo. He's I think he's like an ex-convict. He's got weird ass tattoos all over him, and it's just really, really odd. And Shelley is, do I have to describe her? I don't even know who she is, to be completely fair. She's like more important than fucking Eric, because she's in so many scenes, and that seems to be Eric's entire personality is, I want to see Shelley. He has no personality. Because in the original, Brandon Lee was a clown. He was funny. He didn't care about anything that was happening, right? Like, if people were threatening him with a gun, he would just fuck with them, because he knows it can't hurt him, right? So he wouldn't care. Because, even then, if he felt the pain, he didn't care. He's felt worse, right? That's the whole character, is that he doesn't feel pain, and if he does, he just ignores it, and he just laughs at it, because he's a clown. He's got the mime makeup on, right? I'm just saying, he's not a clown in this film. He's not, he doesn't have a character, neither does Shelley, and the rest of the characters, forgettable. Absolutely forgettable. I can't even name you any other characters aside from this blonde chick who, she was bad. She was a real bad girl, I guess. Then there was this guy. I'm really trying here, guys. I'm really trying to think, but I really can't. There was the main bad guy, Devil Man. Then there was Eric and Shelley and everybody else. Nobody else mattered in this movie. Nobody else mattered. They were all expendable and nothing matters. What the fuck? I'm just going off here. I could talk about this movie all day, but I feel like I've tirade enough, and I feel like I should wrap things up. Do I recommend this film? Do you think I recommend this absolute piece of cinematic masterpiece? No. I do not. I do not recommend this film for anybody. Crow fans absolutely do not see this film. Movie fans, it's just a bad movie. Action fans, just nobody. Just don't watch this movie. Don't watch it. And I think I rate this film a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Is that stinky? And, yeah. I think I've said what I say. I think I've said my piece. So, guys, I hope you all like this video. Share, friends, subscribe, turn notifications on. Comment down what y'all liked it. But you guys know, guys, I don't really say that. What I really meant to say, if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, and tell me in the comments. And I've been Time HD, off to seek revenge, like this movie should have. You want me to try harder than that? No, I'm not trying any harder for this movie. I'm not doing that again, because it doesn't deserve my effort. This movie does not deserve effort. You guys watch this review. You guys would know what I'm talking about. Apparently it can rain all the time.